Okay, we'll call the General Purposes Committee meeting to order. I can see a few more vacant seats than we had last week. So, motion on the minutes? Discussion, all those in favor, opposed, carried. Okay, contract renewal, et cetera. Grant, anything to add, Grant?
Nothing further add, Your Worship. Happy to take any questions.
Okay, Councillor Rao.
Yes, I have a question. It's on GP10, the first paragraph. You mentioned about, a summary of the recent changes and developments. So can you just elaborate on that?
I'm sorry, on page 10, I'm sorry, which section specifically? Sorry?
It's first paragraph.
Yes.
As of 2023, and then you mentioned a number of things.
Yeah, so essentially what this is reflective of, sorry, through the chair to Councillor Al, what this is reflective of is a transition the city has made through COVID where a majority of our users now actually are equipped with laptops. And so because of that, essentially it's changed the paradigm of the type of equipment we're refreshing. Now laptops, of course, do have a higher unit cost than what a traditional desktop does.
Okay. So what is the implication of that? So are we going to spend more in terms of, because of the change, the computers faster or what?
No, it doesn't, through the chair to Councillor Al, it doesn't change the schedule or cycle of our refreshes. The real effective change is that people now effectively are more productive. They've got the ability to take their work with them no matter where they may be, whether it be in meetings at City Hall or other locations, or to work remotely as they may be doing so. And so it's necessitated that productivity impact, which has been a positive for the city. The devices are standardized and refreshed in normal cycles. For laptops, desktops, it's every 5 years. And that cycle will remain to be the same. So we forecast and plan out on a 5-year basis what our refresh cycle will be.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay.
Councillor Day.
Yeah, thank you very much for the report. On page GP9, it states that we have 3,200 computer assets that we watch over. And I see that the estimated contract value is $2.7 million on the third paragraph. Why is there no list of other bidders? Like, why are we just extending what we have?
Through your worship to Councillor Day, this actually is the result of an RFP. So the contract that was awarded originally was awarded through an RFP process. In that contract, there was a term, or essentially an option, to renew for an additional 2-year term. And so that's what we are bringing to council today, is actually to do that extension of 2 years, which then gives us time to go through and do a new RFP in 2025, 2026 timeframe.
And was that because the original RFP did have an additional 2 years and people bid on that and it was more expensive?
No, through your worship to Councillor Day, we always envisioned it being a 5-year term, but we wanted to break it down into one term of the first 3 years in order to do an assessment of vendor performance. And so really give us an opportunity to kind of assess how has the relationship been, how have they been in terms of supporting the city, and if we weren't happy or satisfied with their performance, we had the option then not to renew.
All right.
The results, though, have been that we've been quite satisfied, especially through COVID. This supplier has been very, very good in terms of helping us through the supply chain issues and getting access to equipment.
All right, thank you.
Councillor Galanders.
Thank you, Your Worship. Councillor Day asked a couple of my questions there. So just one more question about the contract and about the RFP. I'm just curious, do you, by any chance, when you put out the RFP, separate a supplier for Apple-only products versus PC products, or only looking for someone that could supply both?
Through your worship to Councillor Galanders, we typically, Apple aren't always necessarily distributed by the same VARs or the same vendors as would be distributing, for example, Windows PCs. In some cases they do, some cases not. This particular RFP was focused predominantly on Windows-based requirements, and so that's what it was written for. We will be having a public hearing process for an RFP on Apple coming out this year.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. Thanks, Grant. Okay, that brings us to the regulation of material on highways. Jennifer Hayes. Moved and seconded. Anything to add to your report, Jennifer?
Nothing to add. I'm happy to answer questions.
Okay. Counselor Day.
Well, I'm 100% in favor of anything that's going to stop trucks from dumping garbage on our roads and public places. So have we given out many tickets so far, like under the current rules?
Through your worship to Councillor Day, I would have to refer to my colleagues in bylaws for those numbers. However, I do know that under our current traffic bylaw, there are no ticketing provisions for anything other than containers. So we're restricted to long-form prosecutions.
Mark?
Through your worship to Councillor Day, currently under our existing bylaws, when items appear on the boulevard or on the streets, we have had those items removed immediately. The cost of that item being removed can be charged back to the owner of the item, but we don't currently have ticketing provisions to do so.
So this is a vital tool. And so is it $500 bylaw violation and a $1,000 municipal ticket?
Through your worship to Councillor Day, it would be either or. We could start with one and then move to the other. There would be per day charges based on violations.
Okay, it'd be great if we could do both.
Through your worship to Councillor Day, typically bylaws will start with education, warning, begin with a BVN, which is usually a lesser $500 fine, EMTI, which is $1,000, and then long form, which can be up to $50,000.
Okay, well, good work, thank you.
All right, we'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. Okay, we're now adjourned, and if the councilors and our CAO could go up to the Anderson room.